Drink too much coffee. Hey, Dave.
How you doing, Mark?
Good to see you, sir.
Yes. Happy New Year's, bud.
Happy New Year's, gentlemen. Good to see you all. Boy, we've got enough snow this year already. Holy moly.
Good morning, Michelle.
Hey, good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
See Michelle on my screen. Let me see if I- Morning, Miss Hauserman.
Good morning.
Good morning, Michelle.
Hi, Kenny. I'm in your office this morning. Thank you.
I thought those paintings on the wall looked familiar.
I like the big tooth. You've had that for years, haven't you?
Yeah, I got that in Myrtle Beach.
Did you find that?
No, as it turns out, my brother bought it for me. We were walking on the beach and he threw it down in the sand and says, "Look at that."
The light back on.
I mean, I have
Should I fall
literally
asleep?
hundreds, if not thousands, of shark teeth with nothing of that size. My biggest one was I found near Myrtle Beach was about half that size.
Okay, we're going to call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes, ma'am.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call. Russo,
Present.
Melvin,
Here.
Schneider,
Here.
Milburn,
Here,
Muckenthaler.
Here.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda with motion number 3 regarding adopting the 2021 Board of Commissioners Committee list assignment removed.
Madam Chair, with your permission, or Madam Clerk, with your permission, I'd like to move to approve the agenda.
Second that.
Approved by, or motion by Milburn, second by Russo, to approve the agenda with the removal of motion number 3. Roll call. Muckenthaler,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Melvin,
Yes.
Russo,
Yes.
Milburn.
Yes.
Motion carried. Okay, is there any public comment at this time? Okay, no public comment. Move on to the organization of the board. At this time, I will entertain a motion to temporarily suspend the board rules pursuant to section 10.4.3 with regard to section 2.1 and voting for chairman by written ballot. The written ballot process is not possible during a Zoom meeting, so you'll have to make your votes out here in the public world.
I would like to make a motion for Bob Snyder for
I'm
chairperson.
not there yet. I'm making
I'm
a
sorry.
motion to suspend the board
I'll make
rules.
that motion.
Thank
I'll
you.
support it.
Okay, motion by Russo, seconded by Muckenthaler to suspend the board rules.
You can smack me later.
Okay, roll call. Milburn,
Yes.
Melvin,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Muckenthaler,
Yes.
Russo.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. At this time, I will entertain nominations for board chair for 2021, 2022, the Roscommon County Board of Commissioners.
I would like to make that motion for Bob Snyder for chairperson
So you'd
Second.
like to nominate him?
to
Okay,
nominate him.
I'd like to make a second nomination, Madam Clerk.
okay. Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Okay, hearing no other nominations, nominations are closed. So at this time, we will, I will entertain a motion to elect Bob Schneider as the chairman for years 2021 and 2022.
I'd like to make that
So-
motion, Madam Clerk.
Okay, Mr. Milburn, motion by Milburn, second
Second that.
by Russo. I have a motion by Mr. Milburn, a second by Mr. Russo to elect Bob Schneider as chairman for the years 2021, 2022. And for a roll call vote, Melvin,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Muckenthaler,
Yes.
Milburn,
Yes.
Russo.
Yes.
At this time, I turn the meeting over to Chairman Schneider.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen, for the nomination. Moving on to number 2. I'd like to, we need a vice chairman, so we'd like to have a nomination for vice chairman for year 2021, please.
Mr.
I would
Chairman,
like
I'd like
to-
to nominate Kenny Melvin for vice chair for year 2021, sir.
I'll second that. Okay, go ahead, Tim.
Motion is made by Mr. Milburn, seconded by Mr. Muckenthaler to have Ken Melvin serve as vice chairman for 2021. Do I have any other nominations? Do I have any other nominations? Do I have any other nominations? Okay, hearing none, we need a motion to have Ken Melvin approved as vice chairman for 2021.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second, Mr. Chair.
Motion made by Mr. Russo, seconded by Mr. Milburn to nominate Ken, or to appoint Ken Melvin as the vice chairman for the year 2021. Any further comments from any commissioner at this time? Hearing none, roll call.
Milburn,
Yes.
Muckenthaler,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Melvin,
Yes.
Russo.
Yes.
Okay. Congratulations, Ken.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item C, board rules. Everybody's got a copy of the board rules in their packets.
Did you, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, did you all receive the email I sent out after the packet was sent out that has the suggested revisions? Okay.
I have a copy of that also, Michelle. I don't know if everybody else does, but I
Yeah.
do.
I saw a few nods in there that yes, they did.
Yes.
Yes, I seen it.
I wasn't provided the packet for final approval before it went out to you. So the ones you should have have a revised date of January 13th, 2021 with the side of it has comments on it. So if you don't have it, I will get you a copy of it. This is what should have been sent out in the packet, not the rules from 2017, because we had revisions in 2019. So the incorrect ones were sent out to you.
Right, so,
This is Tim Muckenthaler, and I do not have a copy of that one in front of me right now.
Okay, we'll get you a copy.
Thank you.
okay. There's Michelle did a really good job of going through these board rules, and I think there's only 5 comments on the side. Am I correct, Chairman? If I counted correctly. So if everybody goes to page 1, I think the paragraph that we need to correct some wording in is in 2.2 regular meetings. And it's in the first sentence. At its first meeting in each calendar year, the Board of Commissioners shall establish its schedule of regular meetings for the current year. In the comment side over here, under MS1, does this wording need to be changed since the board has been approving dates prior to the first meeting of the new year? What's being referred to there is that we set our meeting dates back in December already. So does that wording need to be changed, gentlemen? And if so, what should be put in there?
My thoughts, Mr. Chair, is that in the past, we've always solidified things on the first meeting. We've made suggestions in December, but my recommendation is that I would like to see that we make recommendations in December and then we solidify it in the first meeting. I'll go with whatever Michelle kind of works with on this regard, because we want to ensure we're compliant and transparent. But if the fact that we make decisions on organizational meeting the first, we don't know in the future who's going to be commissioners. So we're basically telling the board of commissioners, whoever they may be in the future, that the old board makes the decisions for the new board. Those are my thoughts.
Right, but then you shouldn't be passing motions to approve the dates in December,
Okay, and
which is what you've been doing.
I like the idea of making suggestions in December and then making this final solidification in January.
Okay.
At least that way we could keep it the same, because I know after all these years, we've kind of done it that way. So I'll go with whatever you decide, Mr. Chair. We can make those decisions in December, but again, as I mentioned earlier, we've had stability on the board, but in the future, that stability obviously won't be here because we're going to age out eventually.
You know, I agree. I know what we've done in the past, Mark, but I also agree with Michelle.
Yeah.
We need to be up and up on this stuff.
Sure.
No, we've done it in the past doesn't mean it's right in the future.
And I'm fine because the bottom line is we've had we've been a board that's been consistent. But I'll go with whatever the chairman and vice chair feel in this regard. I just want to make my comments I will at least consider my thoughts.
Sounds good.
How about if we put in there at the organizational meeting of each calendar year, the commissioners shall establish a schedule of regular meetings for the current year.
Perfect.
I can live with that.
Yep, me too.
So what did I just say? At the first organizational meeting of each, at the first,
Or at the organizational meeting, because that is your first meeting.
at the organizational meeting. Okay.
Now, Michelle, on the copy that I'm looking at, there's some red outlines at the bottom of that section about the meetings falling on a holiday. Was that some change that needs to be made too?
Yes, the
Now
red
that's
stuff
not-
that you see is the changes or suggested edits. So that so you can see what was previously there and then what I inserted or suggested.
Right, that's the next thing that's the next one on the board rules. So the first one's to read at the organizational meeting of each calendar year, the Board of Commissioners shall establish a schedule of regular meetings for the current year. The
Perfect.
Board of Commissioners shall meet on the second and fourth Wednesday of each month. The exception of this will be the months of November and December, where the board shall make changes as necessary. A work session will be scheduled at 9:00 a.m. and the regular board meeting will begin at 10:00 a.m. This is what you're referring to, Ken. If any regular scheduled meetings fall on a legal holiday, the board shall meet on the first available business day before or after that is not a holiday, so.
Right, it read before that the board shall meet on the next regularly scheduled day. Sometimes you're doing it the day before the holiday rather than the day after. So that's why I changed it to first available business day before or after. That is
Okay,
not a holiday.
And that's the change that you suggested, correct?
Yes.
And also too, Mr. Chair and Madam Clerk, you know, we said the exception of this will be, we may want to consider putting the word may, because the will says we were going to do it without exception. The word may means there's an opportunity for the chairman to make some decisions that may be more easy for the public and for the board. So you might want to insert, I'm not trying to get picky-unish, but the word may is different than the word will.
Oh, I agree. I don't have a problem. I'm just trying to,
Sure.
I was trying to make minimal comments, but.
No, and I appreciate it. I like the, since we're reading it like that, I like the word may.
The
But
board may
I-
meet on the first available business day before or after. That is not a
Sure.
holiday. Okay.
If any regular scheduled, how was that again, Michelle? Say that again, please.
If any regularly scheduled meetings fall on a legal holiday, the board may meet on the first available business day before or after. That is not a holiday.
Right.
Take out the word shall and put the word may in.
Yes,
Yes.
it gives the chairman and the vice chairman and the clerk some flexibility in the future if they want to change a date.
Okay. All right. On to page 2. Under 2.3 special meetings. The Board of Commissioners shall meet in special session upon the written permission filed with the county clerk and signed by 1/3 or more of the members. The petition for special meeting shall specify the time, date, place, and purpose of the meeting. Notice shall be given as provided in rule number 3. And Michelle's right on that. She's never received a written petition for a special meeting from the board. So I'm just wondering, that probably needs to be taken out, correct?
Yes, sir.
So how should 2.3 read then, please? Any suggestions?
The Board of Commissioners may meet in special session upon notification provided to the county clerk.
Yes, ma'am. I like the word may versus shall. Thank you. I see a trend here, which is good.
Okay, say that again, Michelle, please.
Hold on, I gotta write it down.
Okay,
The Board of Commissioners may meet in special session upon notification provided to the county clerk. Then removed and signed by 1/3. Should we put notification provided to the county clerk by the board chair or vice chair?
I would say either one.
I would say either.
Board chair or the vice chair. That way if the chairman.
Either one or both.
Either one. That way, if you're not here, Bob, that Kenny would be able to have that authority.
Okay,
One of you will be here.
Chairman.
chairman slash vice chair.
The petition for a special meeting shall specify the date, time, and the purpose of the meeting. Notice shall be given as provided in Rule 3.3. So I think that whole second sentence, the petition for a special meeting shall specify the time, date, place, and purpose of the meeting. I think we could just delete that sentence. Or how did you want to word it? Since you're not providing me notification in writing, you're actually verbally discussing this at a meeting usually, or notifying me in
Well,
some
could
way.
Michelle, just for future, could we just put written/oral? Because that way it gives you an opportunity to be able to receive written communication or oral communication. That way it gives you. the
Why
chairman
not just-
flexibility.
Or we can just remove the word petition and just put the notification for a special meeting shall specify the time, date, place, and purpose. That way it leaves it to whatever, whether it's written or verbal.
That'd be good.
Notice shall be given as provided in section 3.3. That's all. And then so like you have to actually look through there because under 2.5, place of the meetings, I didn't put a comment in there, but there are edits in there.
Right, and when you get down there to I'm going to start with, instead of reading the whole thing, it says at instead of on.
Well, read up at the top. We'll start at the very beginning of that one, Bob, because I didn't track the insert in there, but I did put in there via Zoom.
Okay, meeting
So
of the
I
Board
would
of
read-
Commissioners. Okay, I see that. Yeah, meeting of the Board of Commissioners shall be held in the County Commissioners Chamber via the Zoom meeting portal unless public notice of the meeting states a different location or changed by board resolution. Whenever the regular meeting place of the Board of Commissioners shall appear inadequate for members of the public to attend, the chairpersons may change the meeting location to a larger facility in the county. A notice of such change shall be prominently posted at the public entrance of the county municipal complex,
Comma, the entrance.
comma, the entrance of the regular meeting place and on the county website. The clerk shall also give notice of a change in the meeting place to that should say to the Holt Lake
Yep.
Resort if time permits, right?
Well, it's not necessarily to, it's, yeah, we could put it to or in. So do we want to be posting it? It would need to be posted in the resorter.
Yes.
Okay,
So
that's
in the
fine.
actual paper.
Leave it in, that's fine. All right.
Teresa and I went back and forth on that one too.
It's in, it's not two.
So,
Okay, all right. Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. And I was looking through that. I think the next place that I see something is in the 3.2 schedule change.
yep.
Whenever the board shall change its regular scheduled meetings, a posting of notice of the change within 3 days following the meeting in which the change was made shall be posted at the main entrance of the municipal complex and on the county website. Everybody all right with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. If I missed something, somebody say something. I'm down to page 5, 6.2, authorization authority. And it has to do with the asterisks. We're removing the asterisks. Is that what we're doing?
Hold on, I'm just kind of scanning through.
Okay.
Just so you notice on 3.5, some of the stuff in there, some of the lines that you'll see on the left-hand side, I went through and was cleaning up like page setups and stuff like that. And then I changed, we had website on 3.5. Website is 2 separate words, web space site. So I'm removing the space and the capital S, and that'll be combined to website.
Okay.
So there was just a lot of like cleanup stuff in there. And
Excellent.
then 6.2, 6.2, what that is that was cleaning up in the formatting. So when I was cleaning up the formatting, it put that definition right there. So I moved that definition from there down to the bottom of the page. That's all that is.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Good job. Okay. Page 6 looks to be okay. Page 7. 7.2 tape proceedings. Recorded proceedings of the meeting shall be maintained for 30 days following the date of the meeting. At that time, the meeting shall be restored.
Destroyed.
Destroyed. Comment section needs to be revised. What
Yes,
does it
because,
need to be revised to?
well, we don't tape record we don't record audio only of the minutes of the meetings anymore. They're recorded via Zoom, and those are available on the website. So I believe once you record them and you put them on the website, you keep them forever. You don't destroy them after the minutes are approved. So
So the last sentence needs to be deleted, correct?
well, the whole thing, I mean, recorded proceedings of the meetings
Right, right,
they're going to be
okay.
maintained.
Okay.
So the recorded proceedings of meetings shall be maintained shall be maintained indefinitely. How do you want to word that?
That sounds good, Michelle, the way you put it.
Say that again, Michelle, please.
Recorded proceedings of meetings shall be maintained indefinitely.
And we may want to review that in the future because obviously as things progress, there's going to be more information following, I'm sure, in the next few months. So I think that's probably a good start.
Well, I think what Michelle has suggested would work for the time being. It also covered, that would cover all Zoom meetings and everything that we do so it is recorded.
Down the road, there may be more recommendations from the state as following certain directives, but I think right now for what we're trying to do is we're trying to ensure transparency. And I think this meets transparency, yes.
Do you want to change the title of that to recorded proceedings rather than taped proceedings?
Recorded, I think, yes, Mr. Chair, yes, Madam Clerk.
Okay, tape gets changed to recorded, and then what was the proposed that you said, Michelle, please?
Recorded proceedings of meetings shall be maintained indefinitely. Or should we put pursuant to Open Meetings Act requirements or retention?
Because it's more transparent, and the bottom line is it gives us some teeth. Because obviously the OMA is going to change in regard to all the different things that we've been doing the last six months to a year. And I'm sure that in the future, they're going to change again.
So,
But pursuant to the Open Meetings Act, I like that because it specifies exactly what we're trying to do. Or what we are doing.
We're just going to keep changing that on you, Bob. Don't worry, I'll type it up.
that's okay. I know what the intent is. I'm okay with the Open Meetings Act, okay? So we can get that wording corrected between you and I, Cheryl. Okay, Michelle?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, I'm down to 8.1, appointment. Each year, the following election of the board chairperson, the chairperson shall appoint the commissioners who act as chair for all standing committees listed under the attached table. So all standing committees listed shall be committees of the whole. So you're talking about the committee list there, Michelle?
Yes, but this is kind of, so reserves the right to add, delete, or amend the existence of a committee board. Okay, so each year following the election of the board chairperson, the chairperson shall appoint commissioners to act as the chair for all standing committees listed under attached table. So I think what this table should be is just a list, not who's appointed to it, but just a specific list of the standing committees that you appoint members to, that you appoint commissioners to.
So each year, the following the election of the board chairperson, the chairperson shall appoint commissioner to act as chair of all standing committees listed under the committee list instead of table 1.
So we need a list, an actual list of the committees, I think, to be included with the board rules. So at any given time, we know what committees the commissioners are actually appointing, what committees you're serving on. Not who, but what the committees are.
So
So
each
you
year
have the
following-
airport committee, planning commission, all of that.
This year so each year following the election of the board chairperson, the chairperson shall appoint the commissioners to act as chairman for all standing committees listed under the 2021 committee list.
No, I don't think we need a specific year, but I still think that really reads weird.
I think you could probably get rid of a lot of words, Mr. Chair. You could just say each year following the board chairman, the chairperson shall appoint commissioners to act as the chair for all standing committees.
For assigned, I would say for assigned
Or
committees.
assigned, yeah, that's the problem is with like fish. And just all standing or assigned committees. You could just do a slash and call it quits. Because obviously that's one of our jobs today is to make sure all the committees list are solidified for the public and for the commissioners. I don't think you need to do attached. I don't think you need standing list of committees of the whole. I think it's just too much verbiage, and the bottom line is it just needs to be cleaned up so it's simple and easy.
Okay, do you want to do that right now? Put that wording in there now?
I would recommend it, yes, sir. But
Whatever.
again, if you need time to think about it, you can work on it. We can solidify it next meeting if you feel so inclined.
But everybody's not the chair of these meetings. Some are the chair and some are the backup.
Correct. That's what,
Sign. Why can't you put the chair shall appoint commissioners or shall assign commissioners to the, wait a minute. Because the word chair has to come out because everybody's not the chair.
right.
That's get rid of all the extra stuff, Tim.
The chairperson shall appoint commissioners to serve
Sir.
on assigned
Committee.
committees.
That's it. Perfect. You don't need all that extra stuff.
Okay, I see Michelle's still writing, right?
All right, so what did I say? The chairperson shall assign commissioners to serve on assigned standing committees.
Chairperson shall appoint commissioners serve for all assigned committees. That's what
I think Tim's right. Get rid of the word standing. It doesn't mean anything. Just assign committees.
Commissioners to serve on assigned committees. Okay.
Thanks, Tim.
Listed under the attached table. I think probably that last sentence, all standing committees listed shall be committees of the whole, because they're not always committee of the whole.
Right, that needs to
Get rid of
be,
it.
that needs to be deleted.
Just what my recommendation, Mr. Chair, what the Madam Clerk suggested, just one sentence and be done with it. We all know what it means, but we're muddying up the waters with too many words.
Hey, we're trying to delete words.
That's right. Too many words. Sometimes you keep it simple.
Okay, so that last sentence is deleted. Everybody all set with the rest of it?
I am, Bob.
Yep.
All right. On to page 8. I didn't see any changes there. None on page 9. None on page 10. None on page 11. None on page 12. And nothing on 13, am I correct?
Right, we just have to add the revision date on the bottom there.
Okay. Which will be 1/4 of 21.
Well, are you approving them today or are you approving them on the 13th?
Well, on the,
13th, right?
yeah, we'll do it on the 13th. It's not on the agenda. It's not on motions and resolutions, is it?
No,
Nope.
because I would really appreciate it if you actually took some time between now and then. We'll get the revisions done to this, but take some time and actually review it. And if there's anything else that you find that needs to be revised or, you know, get rid of some of the wordiness or clarified, that would be most appreciated.
I will do that, Michelle. I'll get with you on that, okay?
Okay.
All right. Anything else any commissioners want to add as far as board rules, please? Any suggestions or comments? Okay, hearing none. Under committee list assignments, pretty much do this every year. I'm going to go down through this thing. I'm not anticipating any changes unless somebody speaks up, and we're not passing these today. We'll be looking at just going through the list, and then we will put that on also with the board rules for approval on the 13th. So
I don't have a list of that.
you don't have a list. Okay, well,
Nope, I don't have your committee list.
I think we can still go through it, okay? Because we're not going to be approving it today anyway. So
Okay.
is that all right with you, Michelle?
Sure.
Okay, everybody else have their list?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'll start at the top. And actually, this will be for
Just-
2021.
minute, just give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute, please, Bob.
Okay. Okay, while Ken's looking at that, looking for whatever he's looking for, I don't know. But anyway, the meeting times and other information. I didn't take a look at that, so I don't know if you get to these when I get to these respective committees, if you know of any changes, please let Alicia know, because I'm going to put her in charge of this thing, okay, as far as getting this thing cleaned up and ready to present to us. And this is two-sided, so.
Okay, Bob, I got my list out.
Okay, so naturally on top, it'll be Roscommon County Board of Commissioners 2021 committee list. First one is 911 Authority Board. I've got, and I guess it says Commissioner and Commissioner, so should these titles be changed to Chairman under the first column, because that is the first person that is assigned to that committee, or should that just remain Commissioner?
Well, no, that can't, because Tim has already pointed out that in many cases, we're not the chairman.
I just put
Okay.
primary. Because like for Russo and Schneider, it could say primary, Russo alternate Schneider.
I think you removed the primary and alternate a couple of years ago because it was kind of misleading sometimes when people would reference the list.
I guess at this point,
Chairman's good though. I'll work with Chairman. Chairman Russo and alternate would be Schneider as vice chair in regard to that. That's good either way. It's more definitive, and I like what Michelle just said. It does make sense.
why don't we leave it Commissioner and backup Commissioner?
Well, I think we should take Michelle's recommendation strongly, Mr. Chair, because if that's how we've done it in the past, we need to be consistent, but not only with us, but with the public.
Okay, what was that again, Michelle?
I just mentioned that you changed it within the last few years to not read chairman or alternate because there was a lot of confusion. Sometimes it was misleading as to if you submit that committee list to one of the organizations that one of the commissioners is appointed to, then you had the primary and the alternate. Well, then sometimes they would take it as the primary was the only one with voting rights, whereas in reality, your intention is to have either commissioner who's present available and allowed to vote, as speak as a voice for the commissioners. So chairman or commissioner, I think is suitable, but that's entirely up to you.
Okay, let's leave it to the same, okay?
Perfect.
I'm good with it. I just wanted to bring it up. Okay, under the 911 Authority Board, we've got Russo and Snyder. And David, are those meetings still at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Airport,
is Snyder an alternate, or do you both sit on that?
No, Snyder would be an alternate. We
an
can't.
alternate.
Okay, we do have annotations farther down the list where people are denoted as member or alternate. So should that be consistent at this position?
That can
Should
be added.
Russo have a parentheses M and Snyder be a parentheses A?
That
Yep.
would be fine. David?
Yep.
Good catch, Ken.
Excellent. Yep.
Again, I don't have the list, so I can't see what you're talking about. So
Okay.
good job.
All right. Airport, Milburn and Russo.
It's Milburn and Russo, yes, sir.
Okay. We need to look at, it says first Thursday of each quarter, passenger terminal, 10 o'clock a.m. I don't know if that's pertinent or not.
It is right now.
It's changed.
So
It's
we
every
need-
other month.
We need to get that, we'll need to get that cleaned up. I've got
Yeah,
that
that's
started.
right. January, February, March, yeah, we do 6 a year.
Okay, we'll get that cleaned up. Animal control, Milburn or Muckenthaler and Milburn.
Yeah. Basically, we have four meetings a year, like one every quarter, unless we need more.
Okay. We can leave that the same it is, OMI, another Open Meetings Act, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, Sabo Valley Watershed Zoning, we've got Snyder and Melvin. Ken, if I'm not mistaken, you're a voting member on that one, right, with me?
Right, we're both voting members.
So that A needs to come out, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the A needs to be eliminated because we're both voting members. And that is per Eagle, so. Budget and Finance is Snyder and Melvin, scheduled and posted. Building and Grounds is Melvin and Snyder. And that's as needed. Does that need to be an A behind my name there, Ken?
Well, there's not a committee especially.
Right. We can leave it the same, no problem. I just wanted to throw it out there, okay?
Right, now up under airport and animal control, you're, both of the commissioners are members, correct? Do we need to make
Yes, we are.
do we need to have a M on both of those then to be consistent?
So
Yeah.
Milburn and under
Voting
airport,
members.
Milburn would have an M and Russo would have an M.
Yes,
Okay, we can do that.
and then also on animal control, are Milburn and Muckenthaler both, or is one an alternate?
They're both.
Yeah, we're both on it. I'm the
Okay,
chairman,
so,
but
so there should be two M's there.
All right. All right. Budget and Finance. That's fine. Building and
Well, we're-
Grounds.
We're both members.
You want M behind everything?
Well, I don't know, Michelle. what do you
Consistency.
think?
Well, let's go
Consistent?
back. Let's go back to the 9-1 Authority Board and put an M behind Mr. Russo's name.
And then Snyder's an alternate?
Yes,
Bob can sit on my meeting, but he cannot vote.
right. So I would be sitting on your meeting as an alternate. Okay, so I've got budget and finance with an M for Snyder and an M for Melvin. I got buildings and grounds with an M for Snyder and an M for Melvin and an M for Snyder. I've got claims and accounts. That really doesn't, that can be any of us. It's just both of you are appointed to it, because if one or the other can't make it, somebody else has to sit in.
Correct.
So that doesn't need an M or an A. Collaborative board, Muckenthaler with an M, Melvin has an A. Commission on Aging, Milburn has an M, Melvin has an A. Health and Human Services, Melvin has an A, Melvin has an M, Russo has an A.
We don't participate in that anymore because we can't vote. We haven't participated in that for more than a year.
So the M and the A can be eliminated behind both your names?
I think that entire committee assignment can be eliminated because nobody, there was no sense to attending because we had no say. We just sat there and listened to what they did.
Delete it, Mr. Chair.
Okay, well, Jody wasn't able to be with us today, so I'm gonna put a star on that. And yes, I will look at eliminating it if we can. All right, gentlemen?
Right, we used to provide funding, but we do not provide any funding for them anymore, so we don't really have like a horse in the race as such.
All right, so anyway, I got it starred, and I'm gonna try to eliminate it as my goal, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Detention Center, we've got Melvin with an M and Snyder with an M, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, District Health Department, we've got Milburn and Snyder with both M's.
Doesn't make any difference. You're still the chairman.
No, I'm not.
We're both members of the health department.
We're both members of the Health Department. I'm not chairman. Technically, they don't have one right now.
Well, you will be.
Okay, Economic Development, we've got it. Milburn with an M, Snyder with an M.
Again, it's the same thing. We're both members. There
Right.
isn't one chairman, so to speak. We're just two members on a large 15-member board.
Right.
We're-
MCOG is Muckenthaler with an M and Milburn has an A. Emergency Food and Shelter, which is Russo and Milburn. Has that committee ever met?
No.
But I would recommend on that one though, because of the COVID and all the things that we've been doing, I think we should still keep it, even though it's an inactive committee. Let's keep David and I on there just in case something does crop up. At least we'll have two folks at least ready to be able to step into if we need to.
So you
Because I
just
can see in
want,
the future that possibly being a committee that could be activated.
so we don't need to put an M or an A behind
No.
either one of your names on.
Or is assigned by the chairman. I just really, it's just good to keep the committee active in case in the future it's activated. You know, you would have told me this happened last year, I would have said no.
All right, we'll just leave it the same then, correct?
My recommendation, what do you think, Dave?
Okay, let's do it for another year.
Sure.
All right. Gypsy Moth is Muckenthaler and with an M and Snyder with an M. Higgins Lake Control Level Structure, we got Melvin with an M and Russo has an A.
And once again, as I have for many years, I would offer anyone that would like to replace me, just speak up and we can arrange that.
You're doing a great job for us, Kenny. You have our back.
Okay. Well, we're not approving this
Two
today.
lawsuits is doing a good job, huh?
We're not approving it today, we're just discussing it, so we will keep that in mind, all right, Ken?
Okay,
Houghton Lake Improvement Board is Russo with an M and Muckenthaler with an A. Houghton Lake Control Structure is Russo with an M and Milburn has an A. Housing is Russo with an M and Snyder with an A. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Insurance and Retirement is Snyder and Melvin. I don't think it needs an M or an A on both of them because those can be interchangeable with anybody sitting on that committee. I don't think it merits an M or an A, do you? Or two M's, because any commissioner should have input on that. But they're just the two people that actually meet if they have to with the insurance people or over retirement issues.
Do we still have the Huron Pines? You skipped that one.
Oops, excuse me. Yes, Huron Pine still out there?
Not last year.
well, they haven't had an annual meeting for 2 years now.
Let's keep it on there, Kenny, because the thing is they were real active in the past and they probably will be in the future. So when they open it back up because of COVID, I'm guessing they'll probably have a very robust meeting. They usually have those in February. So I doubt we'll have one this year, but I'm sure that we'll have one following the year.
All right. Okay. Nice catch there, Tim. Insurance and Retirement, Snyder, Melvin. Lake St. Helens, Lake Control Structure, Snyder and Russo. And that would be an M on Snyder and an A on Russo. LEPC, LPT, Emergency Management is Melvin and Russo with an M and an A. Michigan Lakes and Streams, does that one exist?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Yes, that still meets. They had a virtual meeting this year. Taking that Lakes and Streams course from MSU, that got me a free official membership for 1 year.
You want to do what we did the other one, Mr. Chair, just keep it on there and see what happens in the future?
All right. All right. Michigan Works is Melvin with an M and Muckenthaler with an A. MSU E District is Snyder with an M and Milburn as an A. Northern Michigan Counties Association is Milburn with an M and Snyder with an A. Northern Michigan Community Action Agency is Milburn with an M and Russo as an A.
And Mr. Chairman, on that one, just take David's name off because the bottom line is, if I'm not there, according to, if I remember correctly, we can talk to Kerry Bachman next week. I believe that David wouldn't have voting rights.
Yeah, no sense of me showing
So
up
there's
and
no
just
reason
sitting
for
there.
David. I dealt with that 10 years ago when Pam Stephen went to the meeting and I voted. And they said, you don't count. So there's no reason for David to spend an afternoon if I
Okay,
can't be
well,
there.
that's a pretty widespread committee, so if there's one committee, they still function without you, right?
Yes, sir. So my recommendation is just, David's got enough on his plate to go to a 150-mile round trip to something he can't vote on.
Yeah, if I couldn't vote, I wouldn't go.
Yeah.
Okay.
No with your time.
All right. ORV has got Snyder and Russo on there. You want to keep that on there? I mean, that one, since we.
Yeah, because there's going to be things here and there coming up, Bob.
Okay, but
As
I don't
needed,
think it
sounds
needs-
good.
I don't think it warrants an M or an A. I think it just needs to have our names on there.
Yep.
So eliminate the M and the A. Okay, Personnel and Labor Negotiations is Snyder and Russo. If somebody has to sit in for somebody, another commissioner can, so that doesn't need an M or an A on it. Planning Commission is Russo with an M and Snyder with an A. Recycling Committee is Muckenthaler with an M and Melvin with an A. RCCAB is Snyder with an M and Melvin with an A, and that hasn't been active for 2 years because of lack of money from the state, but that's another one that may come back. I'm not sure. So we'll leave it there. Roscommon Townships Association is Snyder with an M and Melvin with an A. Sting is Melvin with an M and Russo with an A.
I got a question there. Ken, is there any other commissioners that sit on that in other counties?
Well, technically, I am not a voting member.
Then why are we participating? I think, I'm not knocking at Ken, but I don't think we should even be involved in it because we're not on a level of a police officer, a detective, or anything like that. And I think a lot of that stuff, I would never attend if you weren't going, because I think, in my own beliefs, that should be up to, if sheriff wants to bring something to us, he should be able to, but a lot of that stuff, I shouldn't need to know about it. But that's just my personal feelings. If other commissioners from other counties are not going, I think we should just eliminate that and just have the sheriff come to us.
You know, if with your permission, Mr. Chair, I respect Dave's opinion in that. I'm not trying to take anything away from Mr. Melvin, but I think what Dave just said is sense to me. I feel that if we can't vote, the sheriff can bring any information to us, and we should consider strongly removing ourselves from that committee. Those are my thoughts. I agree with Dave.
I would never go to a meeting if Ken didn't show up because it's out of my league and it should be out of a lot of people's leagues. And if you can't vote.
And the sheriff can bring information to us as he feels.
Yeah, and he does a great job.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words,
we do contribute financially. We are participating in the program as a county. Other commissioners do attend these meetings. Even prosecuting attorneys attend these meetings.
Okay.
So it's not like other people from other counties are not attending. And then again, sometimes the sheriff is not able to attend. And then I bring back information to him about the meeting too.
How about we find a common ground and put down as requested by the chairman or sheriff? So if Mr. Schneider feels that we need to attend, then he can go, and if the sheriff feels that he needs to go, and so maybe we can give some flexibility to the chairman and to the sheriff to be able to request our attendance if they feel that we're needed.
well, from what David was saying is, I think what David is saying is just eliminate Dave as have nobody in there as the backup as the A, correct?
I don't want to be I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, if the sheriff has something, he can bring it to the whole board. There's a lot of personal stuff that goes on there, and if I can't vote, you know, I'm not going to waste a trip. But my feelings is I shouldn't belong in that meeting.
And I hear what Dave's saying. That's why I made a recommendation as requested by the sheriff and the chairman. It gives you, chairman, flexibility for us to be invited, for the sheriff to invite. But again, if we can't vote and we don't have any say per se exactly what they do, is it a meeting that we should be attending? I think not. I think I agree with Dave.
Well, Ken,
Is the sheriff available right now in this meeting?
no, he's not. Oh, there he is too. Yep, he's
I'm here.
I would like to hear from the sheriff on this before we discuss it anymore.
Yep, go ahead, Sheriff.
And ultimately, it's up to you guys. I mean, Ken knows that the information that's shared at the meeting is confidential. So anything that comes out as far as case investigations and other information like that is on a confidential nature. You guys put money into the program. You are the only county that has participated since day one. So I guess, I'll leave that up to you. It's your money.
Sheriff, if something's to be discussed, you're going to bring it to us.
If it's something major, I can bring it to you, yes. But I also think on the opposite token, you need to know where your money's going and how it's being used.
Well,
So I leave it up to you guys. One way or the other, however you want to do it, I can bring information back. or you can continue to have Commissioner Melvin attend. There's no heartburn or anything like that with commissioners being at the meeting. Since I've been involved, there has been other commissioners that attend the meeting and township officials that participate. So
Well, Ken, just, you actually vote on that committee?
No, I don't believe I have a vote. Sheriff Stern can clarify that. But I do have opportunity for input. They go around the table, and I would defer to the sheriff what his opinion is at the meetings that I have attended. Do you think I have served a useful purpose representing the county and the success of state?
I think having a commissioner from our county there is very positive. It shows that you guys support the program and that you're behind it 100%. Like I said, we're the only county that's participated since day one.
Okay, per the sheriff's request, then I'm gonna, or I should say input, I'm gonna leave Sting on there, and I'm just gonna put Melvin in there, and I'm gonna remove the M, and I'm gonna remove Russo and the A.
Perfect. Thank you, Bob.
Good compromise.
All right, and I do agree with Sheriff that I think it's important. It may not be important every time to be there, but I think that from time to time, if we're the only county putting up money, I think that says something for our county.
And Ken, I'm not saying you're doing a bad job or anything. I'm just looking at myself.
Yeah, I agree with Dave. That's why he said it's recommended by the sheriff or the chairman. That way it gives the flexibility if the sheriff wants you there, he can say, he can invite you every meeting. That's why I made the recommendation just as requested by the sheriff or the chairman. Not to remove your input, but just to give some flexibility to the sheriff. If you feel that it's important for you to be there, he can contact you.
Okay, let's just leave Ken on there by himself with nothing, with a blank for the next to it. And, you know, it is personal in nature and it is confidential information. We just need to deal with it as such. Substance abuse, Muckenthaler and Melvin. Does that committee actually exist?
Yes, it does.
Okay,
I had
all
one
right.
today at 10 o'clock, but I couldn't attend it.
You are a voting member on that?
Yes, I am.
If you're not there and Ken filled in, would he be a voting member?
That I do not know. I'm thinking he would be because it's basically you got the 21 counties. So I think every county has a say so or has a vote.
So behind Ken's name, it should have an M instead of an A.
I mean, I can call him and find out if that's the case. If I'm not there, he comes up, he would be able to vote. I can find that out.
Okay, do that and get back with me, all right?
All right.
Veterans Affairs, we've got Melvin with an M and Milburn has an A.
And that meeting time is not noon, it's 11 a.m.
Okay. They're still on the first Thursdays?
Yes.
Okay. I'm still gonna have Alicia follow up on this with everyone, all right?
Okay.
Northern Lakes Community Health Department, Health is Cambridge and Griffiths, and I'm pretty sure that they're the same yet. Township board meetings, is everybody all set with their township board meetings there?
Yeah, mine's right.
Mine are too. Okay, and then the special meetings and or changes may occur and be in compliance with the Open Meetings Act. Everybody knows that. All right. Any other input as far as committee lists, please? I will look to solidify that for the next meeting, along with the board rules.
Sounds good, Bob.
All right. Jot that down. Okay. Down to number 8, we've got unfinished or new business. Everybody should have in their packets, the 2021 depositories and investments, the claims and accounts meetings, the budget and finance meetings of the whole, and the printing of the county minutes and public notices. So we'll be looking at those under motions and resolutions. Any input in regards to those A, B, C, or D, please, under unfinished or new business. Okay, item 9, moving on to motions and resolutions. Michelle, we are ready to go. Motion number 4, please.
Well, it's actually number 3, but okay.
Number 3, okay.
Move to approve the depository and investment resolutions as presented by Treasurer Rebecca Reagan, effective January 4th, 2021. Resolution authorizing investments of county funds and approving county investment policy. Whereas pursuant to the provisions of Act Number 20 of the Public Acts of Michigan of 1943 as amended, Act 20, the Board of Commissioners of the County of Roscommon may authorize the county treasurer to invest county funds in certain investments. And whereas this board wishes to authorize such investments as are permitted by Act 20. And whereas Section 5 of Act 20 requires this Board of Commissioners in conjunction with the county treasurer to adopt an investment policy which complies with provisions of Act 20. And whereas the county treasurer has submitted a proposed investment policy which complies with provisions of Act 20. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the County of Roscommon as follows. The county treasurer is authorized to invest funds of the County of Roscommon in investments authorized by Act 20. My apologies, that was number 1. Number 2, the investment policy is approved and shall take effect on January 4th, 2021. Number 3, before executing an order to purchase or trade the funds of the County of Roscommon, a financial intermediary, broker, or dealer shall be provided with a copy of the county's investment policy and agree to comply with the terms of the investment policy regarding the buying and selling of securities. Number 4, the county treasurer is authorized to rely on the continuing effect of this resolution until and unless specifically amended or rescinded by a future resolution of the Board of Commissioners.
So move, Mr. Chair.
I'll second.
Motion is made by Mr. Milburn, seconded by Mr. Muckenthaler to approve the depository investment resolutions presented by Treasurer Reagan, effective January 4th, 2021. Any further discussion from any commissioner at this time? Hearing none, roll call.
Melvin,
Yes.
Russo,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Muckenthaler,
Yes.
Milburn.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
Okay, motion number 4, Michelle.
Move to approve Chase Bank, Huntington Bank, North Central Area Credit Union, Northland Credit Union, Fifth Third Bank, TCF, and Mbia to be designated as the official depositories for the County of Roscommon.
So move.
I'll make that motion.
Motion was made by Mr. Russo, seconded by Mr. Melvin to approve the following banks and credit unions to be the designated official depository for the County of Roscommon. Any further discussion from any commissioner at this point? Hearing none, roll call.
Muckenthaler,
Yes.
Milburn,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Melvin,
Yes.
Russo.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Motion 5, please.
Move to set the claims and accounts meetings for the day before the first monthly board meeting with the exception of December, where additional claims will be held on December 21st, 2021.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Oh, go ahead, Bob.
Motion made by Mr. Muckenthaler, seconded by Mr. Snyder to set the claims and accounts meetings for the first monthly board meeting with the exception of December, which would be December 21st, 2021. Any further discussion, please? Hearing none, roll call.
Milburn,
Yes.
Melvin,
Yes.
Russo,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Muckenthaler.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Motion 6, please.
Move to award printing of the synopsis of the Board of Commissioners special and regular meeting minutes for the year 2021 to the Houghton Lake Resorter.
So move.
Second.
Motion is made by Mr. Russo and surprisingly seconded by Mr. Milburn.
We get a picture of that?
Oh, man, you guys are harsh.
Any further comments from any commissioner at this time? Hearing none, roll call.
Melvin,
Yes.
Muckenthaler,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Milburn,
Yes.
Russo.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Motion 7, please.
Move to set the budget and finance meetings of the whole for the following dates: April 28th, August 25th, October 27th, and November 10th, 2021.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Motion is made by Mr. Melvin, seconded by Mr. Snyder to set the budget finance meetings of the whole for April 28th, August 25th, October 27th, November 10th, 2021. Any further discussion, please? Hearing none, roll call.
Russo,
Yes.
Muckenthaler,
Yes.
Milburn,
Yes.
Snyder,
Yes.
Melvin.
Yes.
And carried.
Okay, thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
Item number 10, public comment, please. Okay, and since this is our organizational meeting, thank you everybody for attending. Item number 11, adjournment, please.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Milburn, seconded by Mr. Russo to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye.